Hello and welcome to Little Planet Wonder. Our next journey finds us traveling to northern China, to one of the most impressive structures ever created by human hands. A wall that winds across mountains, ridges, deserts, and grasslands. A wall built over many centuries. A wall so long that it stretches for thousands of kilometers. Just imagine standing on a stone pathway high above the countryside. The air feels cool. Distant hills fade into the horizon. Ahead of you, it continues onward, following the contours of the land and disappearing around faraway peaks. This is the Great Wall of China, one of the most famous landmarks on Earth. Many people imagine the Great Wall as a single structure. In reality, it's a network of walls, watchtowers, forts, and defensive barriers created during different periods of Chinese history. Together, they stretch for more than 21,000 kilometers. That's enough distance to travel more than halfway around the Earth. Some people believe it can be seen from space, but that is actually a myth. Although it's incredibly long, it is relatively narrow and often blends into the surrounding terrain. From the ground, however, its scale is astonishing. The wall follows the shape of the terrain itself, rising over ridges, descending into valleys, and weaving through some of China's most dramatic scenery. In some places, it clings to steep mountainsides. In others, it crosses open country where the sky seems endless. It's a monument shaped as much by nature as by human effort. More than 2,000 years ago, China was divided into competing kingdoms. Many constructed defensive barriers to protect their borders and important routes. Then a ruler named Qin Shi Huang united much of this country into a single empire and became the first emperor. Sections of existing walls were connected and expanded to help defend the northern borders of the empire. Beyond the wall lived skilled horse-riding groups who could move quickly across the open plains. Watchtowers were placed at regular intervals, allowing soldiers to keep watch over huge areas and send warnings when danger appeared. Smoke signals were used during the day. Fire signals were used at night. Messages could travel surprisingly quickly from tower to tower, carrying news across immense distances long before telephones, radios, or computers existed. For centuries, the wall helped rulers monitor movement across these remote regions. Life along the wall was rarely easy. Many soldiers spent years far from their families, living in isolated outposts where the seasons could feel unforgiving. Winters brought icy winds sweeping down from the north. Summers could be hot, dusty, and dry. Some guarded important gateways through the mountains. Others watched over quiet stretches where few travelers ever passed. Messengers carried information between forts. Builders repaired damaged sections. Small communities grew around important crossings and supply points. The wall was not simply stone and brick. It was also a place where thousands of people lived and worked, each playing a small role in maintaining something much larger than themselves. While soldiers guarded the wall, China itself continued to grow and change. Cities expanded, trade flourished, and new ideas spread across the empire. Paper was first developed there nearly 2,000 years ago. The compass, printing, and gunpowder would also emerge long before they became known elsewhere. Merchants traveled along trade routes connecting China with distant lands. The most famous became known as the Silk Road. Along these pathways traveled goods, stories, and knowledge. Many of the sections visitors see today were built during the Ming Dynasty, beginning more than 600 years ago. Today, millions of people still walk these pathways, following routes that have crossed mountains and hillsides for centuries. It remains not only a remarkable feat of engineering, but a reminder of what people can achieve when many generations work towards the same goal. Builders, soldiers, craftsmen, messengers, and communities all contributed to creating something that would become one of the world's most recognizable landmarks. The Great Wall reminds us that some of humanity's most remarkable achievements are not created in a single lifetime. They grow slowly, shaped by patience, persistence, and the efforts of countless individuals whose names have long been forgotten. Across the hills of northern China, the wall still stretches towards the horizon. A lasting symbol of history, ingenuity, and human determination. Thanks for listening. And for exploring these moments with Little Planet Wonder.